The Roaring Peacock Podcast. Welcome back to the Roaring Peacock Main Cast. The week began with Marcelo Bielsa nominated for FIFA's Best Coach Award. The Argentine footballing deity took a mid-table championship side and smashed arguably the most competitive league in the world by 10 points. This team are third in the Premier League for possession, second for expected goals, and first for completed passes that led to a shot. And all this with virtually the same squad. Bielsa's only weakness? Not being able to convince flag-waving nonces that he is a better coach than Chrissy 1 Point Wilder. The East Stand was renamed the Jack Charlton Stand, a fitting tribute which has ensured Jack and Norman will stand together for years to come. And it was 9 years last week since the passing of Gary Speed, another sad moment as fans couldn't be in Goodison. Surely the whole ground would have united in singing his name. And what a game it was, as we played in a colour that is definitely not red. Leeds creating just the 5,000 chances, but the goal came from a long-range daisy cutter from Raphinha, who proceeded to give the "be seeing you" gesture from the 1967 TV show The Prisoner, though we're not entirely sure that is what he was referencing, as his celebration was retweeted by the Simply Loveleh porn Twitter account. The Brazilian fitting right in, straight away continuing the tradition started by Neil Warnock on deadline day. Since beating Scum over the hills, we've won 5 FA Cup games. And on the anniversary of Histon 1, Leeds 0, you'll have been forgiven for casting an ambivalent eye towards the FA Cup draw, of which we will play Crawley Town for the first time in our history. Though for the smaller clubs the cup is financially important, we can't help but think it's not the best idea to roll the dice during a pandemic. Perhaps our under-21s can do a job. We can win it next year, along with the Champions League. And Chelsea billionaire owner decided that now fans are allowed back into grounds, £75 is a fair price to watch a Marcelo Bielsa team. We're conflicted, but I think, all things considered, it probably should be more. And in non-Leeds related news, the second greatest Argentine, Diego Maradona, died. An enigmatic, troubled man who was lured to the dark side by the mafia in Naples, but was a literal god in Argentina where there is an official church of him. Never failed to entertain, inspire, and dismay in equal measure. His life a cautionary tale and an ode to the madness that can accompany otherworldly genius. If only Bill's whim had brought him to Leeds, but amazingly, almost 35 years later, it will be a different ex-Newell's player who would be our redeemer. The Tories placed Leeds in Tier 3. Of course they did. While allowing fans back into grounds. Leeds will not feel the benefit, and now the Premier League is no longer an even playing field. Not that it ever was. But I suppose it makes it interesting to give the other teams a chance. Speaking of rule changes, the Eredivisie has gone rogue and introduced a rule change to VAR offsides using thicker lines. If the lines touch, it's the linesman's call. We have a similar system, but instead of the lines, it's the officials who are thick. And there were calls to bring in concussion substitutions. A no-brainer, pardon the pun. But we imagine it won't be. We imagine the rule won't be changed as very quickly, as it doesn't make anyone any money. Derby's loss at Borough means they have the joint second worst opening 13 games ever in a championship season. Seems like they never recovered after giving us a guard of honour. There's been an outbreak of COVID-19 at Newcastle with their game against Villa being postponed. We can't comment on rumours Grealish has already gone down with something. But we think he usually reacts slower than this. Leeds are due to play the Magpies in 15 days. Let's hope it's all gone by then. And All Elves Aren't We, our initiative to put a Christmas present in the last food parcel delivery of the year, has reached our second target, £3,000. An incredible achievement, but please keep those donations coming. And if you want to get involved, the Twitter handle is @AllElvesAren'tWe. My name is Adonis. You know me as the Adelites on Twitter. And joining us today to discuss all this and more is our man on the post, Ross.
Hello.
and our also available on YouTube, Mr. Bielsa Bible himself, Rob Mulholland.
Hello, mate.
How are we, lads? How was your week?
Yes, it's been pretty good. Like I've spent a lot of the week defending Bielsa against people who don't understand what he's done. That's been a big part of my week has been people going, "Oh, it doesn't deserve the nomination," and me listing achievements. Basically, I think, I don't think anyone outside of Leeds fans has really understood what Bielsa's done. It's been apparent this week, hasn't it?
Yeah, the people that don't get Bielsa aren't worth your time, really.
No, this is it. Like, there's only so much I can be bothered explaining before I'm just like, all right, fine. Go and enjoy Frank Lampard if you want. If that's what brings you joy, I can't help you.
It's a strange one, isn't it? Because, I mean, what's Frank done? He sort of failed with Derby in the end, which we got pelters for losing at the one stage before.
Yeah, but look at the legacy he's installed at Derby County. You mean, I think you really got to look at his impact on the whole club and how they're flying now that he's set them up for success.
Yeah. Wayne Rooney, currently the interim manager, the new favourite for the new manager's job is John Terry. I mean, they're just going to stumble from one disaster to another, and I couldn't wish it on a better club.
I know. I'm absolutely.
It's painful, isn't it?
So excited to see that. Like, it's just incredible. Like, you're selling your soul, and then to John Terry. It's amazing.
Can't wait for it to get relegated.
Other people were suggesting Dean Smith. I mean, they stayed up because of an error of goal line technology.
Absolutely ridiculous. And then, everyone's just so desperate for an English manager to be one of the best in the world. But, an English manager has never won the Premier League, right? Like, our managers aren't that good. They're just not. We don't have that pedigree of managers comparatively. Yeah. And then, Chris Wilder, I think he deserved it last year. He might have deserved the nomination. But this year includes this season.
Yeah.
And this season. Yeah, exactly. And they've been awful, absolutely dreadful. So, can't have it this year.
No. So, yeah. And somebody else said Brendan Rodgers here. There's so many hot takes.
Brendan Rodgers has done a very good job, but he's not been one of the best managers in the world this year. I really rate Brendan Rodgers. I think he's done amazingly there. Great. But in terms of that level of achievement, no, it's not like the transformation that Bielsa's put into Leeds, where we started with him and where we are now, the way he's done it, the coaching, it's coach of the year, the way he's coached those players to be better. No one else comes close.
Can't talk good England though, can he? Can't talk good
this
England.
Is it. Yeah. Where's his poppy?
Those Leicester players, they won the league a few years ago. It's not like Brendan Rodgers has done some mystical transformation. Some fucking he's eating a frog in the dark, smoking a pipe or something.
That's it. He's made a good squad a bit better. And people are like, Hansi Flick is by far the favourite, right? And look, Bayern are the best team in the world right now, but that's it's not like people were like, oh yeah, but they were awful before he came in. Yeah, all right. Robert Lewandowski was sulking, right? Before he turned up and went, "Can you score, please?" And he went, "All right, I'll do it now." It's not like
he was only scoring 20 goals a season.
Exactly. Yeah. He was on a rat. They were doing awfully. They'd gone down to fourth, right? It was a real serious situation. They were in fourth place and in the Champions League knockout stages. I mean, I don't know how he's managed to recover. This is it. He's done a great job. Not as the transformation that Bielsa's done is unlike any job in world football. Zidane just shithoused his way to the title. Yeah, they conceded hardly any goals, but you've got Sergio Ramos. You've got all the money in the world, and he's made them boring as hell. Not for me. Bielsa all the way. And it's a public vote, so we might well win it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what Leeds fans are like with an online vote.
You never know. I think everyone's going to vote for Hansi Flick. I mean, he won everything at the highest level, so. But maybe next year if we make it to the Champions League.
When? I wouldn't be surprised if Bielsa finds a way to win the World Cup with Leeds. He's that good.
I'm all for that.
Right. We can declare our sovereignty. Make Bielsa the king of the new Republic of Leeds.
Oh my! You know what? I know you're half joking there, but I'm up for this. That is a revolution I can get behind. What a beautiful utopia we would live in. I mean, like, I don't know if I could handle the daily exercise regime and the dietary plan in our new republic, but like, it would be a very fair and kind and lovely place. Although all arguments would have to be settled with a fist fight. That would be the problem. That's Bielsa's way of settling on an issue. So yeah, no, I'm down for it though. I think that's beautiful.
He'd be visiting you at work. He'd be going, work harder, fuck!
Exactly, yeah. If you're not typing quite fast enough, just checking that your words per minute is dropped. Yes, I think that's an absolutely beautiful future. The only reason I'm, not glad that he's not in politics, glad that he's not in politics, is that he can be a football manager, But if he was going to leave, do something else, I'd very much like him in charge.
Well, yeah, I mean, something more realistic maybe is I wouldn't mind him once he's got us into a stable position of winning the Champions League every year. If he took over from Gareth Southgate, because for fuck's sake.
Oh dear God. Yeah, there's another brilliant English manager, absolutely smashing it. Like, how many right backs can we fit in one team?
How was he not being nominated?
It's so depressing watching the England team, isn't it? I've stopped watching the games at the moment. It's too grim. No, if Calvin's playing, I'll watch that bit. And if he gets subbed off, the telly's off.
Yeah, that happened last time we played. I turned it off immediately as soon as his number went up. Right, that's it. I'm done with this game.
Yeah,
no point watching any more of this.
It's just depressing, isn't it? Because we're used to seeing him spraying these passes, like in the Everton game, like when he's just got that ability to just run the whole show because he's constantly got runners to pick out with those passes. Whereas for England, he looks up for a pass and he just realises there's no one moving, so he's just got to square it to Declan Rice again.
He's got Declan Rice stood next to him.
Yes, God, it's depressing. We're going to be so awful at that tournament next time.
There's one ball he played in the Everton game to Jackie Harrison late in the second half. When he played it inside the fullback and Harrison just miscontrolled it. If it had come off, it's inch perfect, like the ball against Liverpool in the first day of the season.
There was a few, like he was just spraying them. That was like, look, we've seen so many great performances from him, but that was just another level, wasn't it? That was just unreal. Like I can't remember the last time I've seen a midfielder control a game to that level ever. I can't remember it. It's just been out. It was just absolutely unreal.
I've also never seen Jack Harrison miscontrol a ball, so that was another highlight.
He was so good as well.
Speed, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, like what a game Harrison had as well. I think, like, we've all talked about Calvin a lot, but like Harrison was brilliant. I love him coming off the right. I love that interchange now. The switching we've got with Raphinha, the fact that they can both just interchange. Defending against that must be horrible.
Yeah. And you've got Alioski bombing up from behind and Ailing behind them as well, just constantly. It's just non-stop on the wing.
Couldn't work out our formation,
No, I didn't know where Alioski, Dallas and Harrison were all playing, because at one point they were all just stood next to each other on the left wing.
Yeah, and there was one point where I was like, is Harrison at centre-back at the moment? I was like, but that's Bielsa's always said his perfect game is one where you can't tell what formation the team's in because it's that fluid. And I think we're seeing it now. We're just getting another level of Bielsa ball. It's so good.
I love that Sky put up the formation. That's not what we're going to play, is it? That's just the 11 players that are on the pitch.
You might as well just randomly splatter them on the pitch. Who knows?
The first game Sky put our formation as 3-5-2, and just think we've never played two up front. No.
I think we tried for one game. I think.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
you're right.
Was it when we were trying to cram Nketiah and Bamford into the team? I think we played like one game in a 3-5-2, and it just didn't quite work. So we went back to. No. Bielsa was like, I've tried that.
Yeah. Not for me.
Yeah.
I think people kept asking about it every press conference, And
eventually he goes, maybe I've got a blind spot here. He is humble, Bielsa, in that. If someone, he believes in other people's opinions, so he must have gone, maybe. And then he tried it and went, nah, not for me.
I know what I'm doing.
I think he just did it so he had something to say to people. No, I've tried it.
He does, he is a bit like that, There's a story came up in the Bielsa Bible this week of when he was looking through, he was getting footage off the guy he gets footage off. And he was like, can you send me all the footage of Javier Zanetti? So he sent him it all. And he goes, no, I need all the pre-season games as well. So he gets him all the preseason games. He goes, no, I need all the preseason games, including the ones against the amateur teams. And he goes, like, the guy who gives him footage is like, why do you need that? And he goes, so if I tell Zanetti that he's got to play left wing and he says, I've never played there, he can go, you did in an amateur game pre-season, so you know what you're doing. So, like, maybe it's just one of those. So he's got a point going, we tried the 3-5-2 if you'll look, and here's how badly it went. Like, I could see it being that.
Just the level of depth he goes
I mean,
into.
he takes superfan status to the next level, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Really. I mean, a lot, all these people going, oh, I was at Histon away or whatever. You know, Bielsa's watched them play the under-9s.
This is it. Yeah, he'll tell you about Histon's reserve team. So how many Crawley matches is he going to watch now?
Yeah.
He's just going to be watching every Crawley Town game, isn't he? Like right now, I bet at this second, Marcelo Bielsa is watching probably 4 Crawley Town games at once.
Yeah.
No. All of the Crawley Town games. Where is the under-9 footage?
What division are Crawley in?
I don't know at the moment. I think League 2, are they?
League 2. Let's have a look.
I'm not certain on that. Like, I don't follow them
15th.
that closely, to be honest with you.
They're 15th in League 2.
They're below Harrogate Town. Wow.
Crawling their way up the table.
Awful. Although Crawley's nickname is the Red Devils, so that does make me want to batter them.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they call themselves that. They're also like the money team. Like they came out of non-league because they had a rich owner, basically. They got a load of money pumped into them. So they're proper plastic. So I'd quite like to turn up and just go, nah, we're playing the full team.
Yeah, the full 11.
We won't. But it'll be an under-23s, basically. You've got to assume for this. I kind of hope, to be honest.
You'd hope so, yeah. Because I don't think the COVID testing is as strenuous as it is for at elite level. And I'm
have they got
very worried.
The knockoff ones from Wish.com.
Crawley purchasing officers going, this will save a bit.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's like a magic 8-ball. It just says try again later on the COVID test.
Try your luck? ?
Yeah. So you got to assume. Like, to be honest, I'd rather a youth team got beat in the FA Cup. I don't think any of us care about the cup this season, do we?
Not this season.
No. Next season, I love the cup, and next season, let's go at it, like because we could win it, you know. But like this season, let's just have this season of just the league, get fully secure. Even that, you know, we're not going down, are we? In fact, I've just talked myself around. Sod it, let's go for it.
If you guaranteed me nobody would get COVID, nobody would get injured, then I'd be fine with it. But the thing is, you'll get Phillips injured. He'll be out for the rest of the season. Forget about it. You know, what did we lose? We only lost 4-1 twice when he wasn't playing. So
yeah.
Then you'll get at least 5 players with coronavirus, and that will be just below the number that the arbitrary number they pick for being able to suspend a game or whatever.
Yeah, anyone but Calvin Phillips. Like, just wrap Calvin Phillips in bubble wrap and leave him in Leeds. Like, don't take him. But like the rest of the team, yeah, like, you know, I hope it's a nice run out for Pascal Struijk. I don't want Phillips' wrist on anything. I hope he's not allowed out of the house. To be honest, Phillips just needs. I don't know what we need. Just him in like cryogenic freezing in between matches at the moment.
Just get him on Twitch all the time, so we know he's not going out anywhere. Can't let himself playing Call of Duty.
Dua Lipa, like keeping an eye on him.
No, keep her away as well.
Yeah,
we don't need him drained. That's the last thing.
His hand's not going to
That's
like
the
her,
last
is
thing
he?
we need. We need someone to go threaten Southgate as well.
Yeah,
you fucking pick Phillips for England, and we're having you.
Do you reckon he's eyeing anyone
coming
else?
Round to your house.
Southgate. Do you reckon he's got his eye on? He must have his eye on Harrison, surely. Maybe Ayling as well, possibly.
Yeah, well, like if it was, he does. The only thing for Ayling is we've got like 9 top class right backs in England. Like we're not exactly short of them. I'd love to see Luke Ayling getting the nod, but he's not gonna. You know, like we've got that many players in front of him. Yeah, like Harrison, you'd think would be in the mix for a shout. Maybe even Bamford. You know, because like the depth up front isn't that great. We've got really good options. We've got a couple of great options. Then it sort of tails off a bit, and like, but Bamford would be useless in a Southgate system. Is the thing. Like his way of playing is so different to what we do and how Bamford's great. He's all about that energy and movement and creating space for other people, but there's no point in creating space if no one else is moving into it. So,
The problem is with Harrison is he can't finish. His final touches. There's that goal against Liverpool and the odd moment, but if he gets that part of his game, there's no way he's staying away from the England squad. Doesn't matter how good Sterling's playing.
He's getting to that level, and this is the same critique we had of Raheem Sterling when he was about Harrison's age. Players like this, they have that critique a lot. It's a difficult part of the game, and the unfortunate thing is, it's the one bit Bielsa I don't think is great at coaching because it's not his priority. He's like, if we create enough chances, some of them will go in. His previous teams have been a lot like this because if you prioritise like passing and structure and hard work, you can't also have finishing on that unless you're going to spend 90 million on each player. So I'll be interested to see what happens with him. I think he's well worth it though. His performances this season have been outrageously good. He's just getting better and better. So I would not be surprised if next season he bangs in 10.
Well, I hope so. He'll need to bang in 10. He'll need to bang in 10 the rest of the season just to keep up with having at least a decent shot conversion record, because he's going to have 3,000 chances before the end of the season.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Oh, this is
the amount we're creating.
Yeah, if him and Click can start getting some shots on target, do you see Click after the game, on Twitter, where he posted he'd Googled shooting boots for men? Yeah. Absolutely love him because he's doing everything else, isn't he? Absolutely everything else. If we just had that little touch, we could be ripping teams apart. But we probably won't. We're a Bielsa team. This is what we'll do.
I wasn't so much worried about Click in the Premier League, but I thought I didn't know how he'd take to it. He just looks like he's at home, completely at home, running games in midfield. Yeah, just hitting shots on target would be nice. That one in the end of the first half, that should have been in. Just missed the post.
It was such a good move as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, but I think we'll get there, and we'll from the sounds of the interviews from the players, I think the Everton game was a big match for them, and the confidence it's given them, and how well they played, and to show that, oh no, we can just be this good in this league as well. And, it's absolutely absurd how well we're playing. We're unlucky to be down in 11th. We're genuinely unlucky. We should be further up the table, really, by rights.
Completely. That Palace game,
it was mad.
That Arsenal game.
Yeah,
even the Wolves game, their goal was just a deflection, an unlucky block, basically.
This is it, yeah, and it's mad to say the Palace game in particular. It's when you look at a 4-1, normally it's you've got to take the beating, but actually it was 3 pretty freakish goals of them. One of them was a goal that was our fault, but they were already scored 3 by then. It was the last one, so it was freakish, and I think we're going to kick on and on.
On and on and on.
Yeah.
On and on and on. On and on and on. None of us have been in a crowd very recently.
No.
It comes out of the worst places. You're just down at the shop or whatever. I was at the shop a few months ago in Vienna, and there was a Norwegian guy in a older gentleman in his 60s, and he was wearing a Leeds scarf, and he was just paying for his stuff, and I was at the back of the queue, and I went, Leeds! And they both looked shocked, and his wife was like, his very much younger wife was like, no, I don't think he's shouting at you, and he didn't sort of clock. And then we saw him outside the shop, and then I got talking to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're everywhere.
We are
everywhere.
We are proper.
And
everywhere.
Also just you can just try it because we're not getting into grounds anyway. So if you need that urge to chant, just when you going to get your fags or whatever you're doing,
just shout it out.
Well, this is the thing, we are getting fans back in now, but we're not allowed them, obviously. But I think people saying, oh, it's a big advantage for Chelsea to be able to have their own supporters in. It's 4,000 Chelsea fans. I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
That's not intimidating, is it? I don't think they're going to be creating a fierce atmosphere. 4,000 people dotted around the bridge. Couldn't care less, to be honest with you.
No. Are they
£75 a pop.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That the prices of tickets, but they're going to still have like the two options for sound on TV because it's going to sound worse, isn't it? Rather than having the.
Well, they're not allowed to sing.
They're not.
You're not allowed to chant.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to drink. So why is the point of
What's
going?
the fucking point of going?
Yeah.
This is it. It's like, you don't just go to the match to sit quietly and spectate, do you? That's not what is enjoyable about going to the match.
No, I'm an Arsenal fan.
They don't enjoy it, though. I don't know if you've noticed. Arsenal fans hate football. They never enjoy it. So
they brought in new rules at the Emirates that you're not allowed to look away either. Strapping everyone in like Clockwork Orange style.
£75 a ticket would be a price drop at the Emirates, wouldn't it? Unreal. Like, I got so Yorkshire when I went to the Emirates. I went to that FA Cup game when Thierry Henry came back. And it was £13 for fish and chips, and my head nearly exploded.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
£13.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I know. Like, yeah, he made me proper Yorkshire. Bloody how much? One of the best away games I've ever been to, though. Someone threw a hot dog and it hit Robbie Savage on the head. It was brilliant.
Not the first hot dog that Robbie Savage has been hit on the head with, I imagine. £13. What do they do? Do they catch it in front of you?
It's like
fucking hell.
Yeah, hand reared in front of you. They tickle it out of a river.
What would your fish's name like to be, sir? What would you like to call your fish?
Yeah, it's like a lobster tank. You got to pick out your fish first.
Oh dear. So Raphinha. Does anybody know? Do either of you guys know about Simply Lovely or this "Be Seeing You" gesture?
No, I don't know.
No idea.
Neither do I.
All right. I thought you were going to put us in with it then.
Yeah, no, I was on tenterhooks then. I know
No,
Ronaldinho complimented him after the game. That's mad, isn't it? That our players are getting complimented by Ronaldinho. I mean, to be fair, Ronaldinho has complimented some dodgy people in the past, so it's not a perfect indictment. But yeah.
And he was what? He was tweeting from jail, is it?
Yeah, I think he's out now, isn't he? I think he's on.
Oh, okay, is he?
Yeah,
I think he
passport
is.
claims or something. Is that what he's in prison for?
I mean, he's lived a life as Ronaldinho. I think it's fair to say. So yeah, like but he's a fan of Leeds now.
I guess we all grew up watching Ronaldinho, and when we signed Raphinha, I tweeted out, "I can't believe we've got a Brazilian winger. This is incredible." And I couldn't believe that anybody could take umbrage with that, but somebody did.
Yeah. Welcome to Twitter.
Yeah. He was saying, "Oh, why is it particularly good that it's Brazilian? Why do you have to mention that where he came from?"
Yeah, you're racist.
Being excited for these foreigners coming over here.
It's exciting.
I don't
isn't
think
it?
Brazilians are better than. He said, "I don't think Brazilians are better than English players."
Cooler though, aren't they? Like this guy definitely. Like, how many poppies did he have on his Twitter bio? Like, how many British like Union Jack flags? Like, yeah, like it's just cool, isn't it? Like, and Raphinha's quite Brazilian in his style. He's got all the tricks. He's cool. Like, some people just are incapable of joy, man.
That turn he did in the first half.
Oh, dirty, wasn't it?
Oh,
dirty.
God.
There were children watching that.
Yeah. I stood up. I literally got up and I paced around and I went, "Whoa, he's so good." Oh, my God.
And defenders were dead. Just so he could finish it, unfortunately. But
like, it doesn't quite feel ours yet. I don't know. There's a weird thing about it because we're not like in the ground. We don't sort of know their personalities more. You know how like just players bed in and become ours.
Yeah.
Like, we know exactly who these people are. It feels a bit unreal at the moment. It's just like, is that Leeds United's Brazilian winger absolutely destroying them? It's exciting. I love it. But yeah, it hasn't quite sunk in that we've got this absolute mad, brilliant player.
He's no Hadi Sacco, that's for sure.
This is it. This is where we've come from, man. The last Brazilian I got excited about was Adrian.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I think it's fair to say that already Raphinha has been better than Adrian.
Yeah, I think that's fair. He might have somewhere to go to beat that dive, though.
Yeah, sorry if I'm bringing controversial opinions to this podcast, but I prefer Raphinha, Sorry to get all talk sport on you. But yeah, dead excited about him. He's so cool, and just the tricks, the swagger, and it just adds that extra level of threat to it. And the fact that we can now use Helder Costa as an impact sub, that's what it adds that extra depth. Like Helder Costa is not a bad player to be bringing on. I mean, criminal that he didn't just swing at that one in the 93rd minute. That dead annoyed me, but. He's, we're so good, aren't we? It's so weird talking about Leeds and as being this good. I've just been I've got a lot of mates who are like, "Oh, you never shut up about how brilliant Leeds are. You're dead biased." It's like you haven't heard me for the previous 16 years when all I would talk about is how shit we were. It's like this is a new feeling. That's why I'm not shutting up about it.
I don't reckon Steve Evans
not talking about Leeds in general.
Well, yeah. I don't reckon Steve Evans did the work in a season that Bielsa done in maybe one day.
Oh, no, definitely not. Steve Evans wasn't watching that much game footage, was he? He was very much a turn up. Right, lads, kick it forwards. Hopefully boot it in goal.
Get it forwards, lads.
Yeah. This is it.
Deep, sit deep, defend well. Keep strong together as a unit.
Mm-hmm. And we didn't do any of those things.
Long ball. Look for that. No. Look for that long ball. Get it forward.
That's it. We were just crap at being a long ball shithouse team, though, weren't we? We tried it. We were terrible at it. So, yeah. God, it's good now, though. Like, that Everton game was spine-tingling good, wasn't it? Like, I think it was one of those where I was bricking it, watching it, because there's some, we play games sometimes where we deserve to win that much and we just don't. And it, could have been one of those. But I watched it back. I watched the full 90 back. I like doing that because it means I can actually enjoy games. I watched the match at the time, stressed, and then a couple of days later, if we've won, I'm not watching the 4-1 back. I'll sit and watch it just the full 90 and just take it in. And that's when you can really appreciate the beauty of it because you know what's going to happen and you're not stressed. And yeah, that Everton match, we were every bit as good as I thought I was on first viewing. We were unreal.
Yeah, we're brilliant in the attacking third, but also I think it's gone underrated a little bit this season how good Meslier is. And
mate,
20 years old
and phenomenal. He's playing so well. In every aspect, his distribution is insanely good. The way he'll just ping it. He's a playmaker at goalkeeper, and then some of the stops he's making now. It's scary how good he is. He's
one against Arsenal where he'd already dived and somehow managed to get back up
scramble,
and still dive.
It's mad. He defies physics, doesn't he? Yeah. I love him so much. The upgrade from Casilla to Meslier is insane. That is levels upon levels of upgrade from possibly my least favourite Leeds United goalkeeper ever to this brilliant young genius. Love it. And I was worried at the start of the season. I was like, are we not going to sign another keeper?
A bit of experienced backup, maybe.
This is it, because he looks great, but he's 20. But that's not how Bielsa sees anything. Bielsa just goes, he's good enough, he's old enough, that's it. Yeah. And we've got to, every time I doubt Bielsa, I've got to catch myself and go, oh, Bielsa's chosen him, he's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Pecking bottom to Bielsa, probably.
It's that
upgrade.
level of upgrade. It's that same level.
And then the next one would be Kiko to Smelly.
But I think Cooper had a great game and I loved seeing that. I loved seeing that, Cooper being back in. He's been missing for a lot of this and I think it must have been frustrating for him. And he played one diagonal out defence out to the wing that just, honestly, it was unreal how good it was. So, great to see him. The defence was really, really good again because we are good defensively. People think we're not, but we are. Most clean sheets in the league now.
I don't know how most chances. Ended up being one of the best left backs in football, well, in the Premier League at least.
Yeah,
he shouldn't be.
He's brilliant though, and I've always really loved, obviously loved Gianni Alioski. He's great and great value, but he's definitely stepped up a level in quality this season. He's really dug in.
I've heard that other players are scouting, other teams are scouting footballers with psychology degrees to try and combat Alioski.
You'd need more than a psychology degree to deal with him. Yeah, you'd need a padded cell. Maybe chuck some temazepam down him, might chill him out a bit. I love it.
He brings an extra something, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's got,
and he's horrible to play against. Horrible because he's constantly in your ear, and that's what did for Arsenal. It was just the red card came just because he turns around and sees Alioski's there again, and he hasn't left him alone, and he's followed him, and that's when he flips. He's like, "Why are you still here?"
Yeah, you're supposed to be playing left back. Leave me alone.
This is it. And people don't understand that we're tracking like that. I saw something after the Everton game where they were saying Leeds did a man marking job on James Rodriguez. So, yeah, but we also did one on Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and we did one on every one of their players. That's how we play. It's the misunderstanding of it. But yeah, like Alioski's another surprising one this season, but such a great surprise, It's so good to see. And like Dallas has really settled into that midfield role now as well. Like he's every time Stuart Dallas gets put in a new position, he'll just be like, okay, like yeah. I just think,
what do you want me to do?
Yeah,
I'll do what you want, Mr. Bielsa.
Make him director of football. He could do anything.
Yeah. Was that his 201st appearance for Leeds? I never honestly thought he'd get that far.
No, because let's be real here, right? It wasn't that great when he first arrived. Like, he was a bit part player. There was times he came. I was at one Blackburn away game where he came on at right back, and we just got rinsed down that flank. And it was just a panic the whole game. And I was like, he's probably not going to make it, this lad. And then to be honest, I remember it like this. You two can vouch for this, but like I remember it basically. His breakthrough game was that playoff semi-final that we lost. That was the one where he went. Bam, took the game by the scruff of the neck. And then next season, the season after that, just the whole season was that.
Yeah, he became a leader. I live tweeted again. It must have been during the Gary Monk season where I just time-stamped every one of Stuart Dallas's crosses that didn't make it past the first man or overhit the edge of the box, and he didn't connect with a single cross. It must have been about 17 crosses in one game. Not one of them touched a Leeds player. I thought, yeah, what is this? Why are we playing this guy? Get rid of him. But now he's just like, yeah, he's a leader amongst the team of leaders, and he's fantastic. He can play anywhere as well.
Player of the season last season. That tells you something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, in not a bad season overall. So, I can't remember being this in love with a Leeds team, where I'm watching games and I'm like, oh, I love Luke Ayling. And then I'm like, I love Click. I love Phillips. Oh, I love Harrison. I love them all. Like, I just, it's so great that they're good guys, it seems, as well, doesn't it? Like, they just seem like a good bunch, as well as being this amazing and this committed and this hardworking. Just love it. It's so good. Finally.
Yes, they are. And now we have a knock at the door, and we have to welcome Mr. Ewan Metcalf to tell us all about All Elves Aren't We and give us an update. Ewan, how are you going,
Whoa!
mate?
Hello.
Hello.
Should we be worried? Should we be calling some hotline or something?
Psychiatric nurse.
Ewan has a couple of elves on his shoulders.
Surrounded by elves. All elves, aren't we? Okay.
How you going, mate? You all right?
I mustn't grumble, boys. How come Clichy's joined us on the podcast?
Mate, when we got promoted, I went to Millennium Square, and all day people were just singing the Click song at me.
I don't surprise you speak really good English, Matthias.
Thanks, mate. Even picked up the Yorkshire accent and all.
Well done, good. Proud of you. You like that? You like the Jan Mulby of the Leeds team, where you managed to start speaking true Yorkshire. Sorry, I feel bad. I don't look like any Leeds player, and I ain't got a Leeds top on. But anyway, I am.
Look a bit like Danny Mills.
So do I,
though. Cheers. Thanks very much. Where's
and that's and Ewan has exited the call. Tell us about All Elves Aren't We and the big news that happened just today, actually.
News. Man, I made up, because listen, when this idea was born, little did we know 3 weeks later that not only did we surpass quite quickly, within a week and a half, I guess, we surpassed the £1,500 mark, but we upped it a little bit, quite optimistically, to £3,000. More money, we get more kids we can surprise on Christmas morning with presents. And today we went over our £3,000 threshold. So today we passed that £3,000 mark. We're now at £3,015. So big up All Elves, aren't we? Big up your chest, and we've done amazing.
Yeah, that's incredible. Like, genuinely awesome work. Absolutely awesome.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Like, just doubling it straight away. Incredible.
Somebody's about to get another child in a minute. If he comes in again, he'll be getting a free child for Christmas.
I love how you've come on to talk about this initiative that we started, and it's giving Christmas presents to kids, and then one of your own kids comes along and you smack him on the back of the hand and get the fuck away, I'm doing a fucking podcast.
This one's on the naughty list now, isn't it?
Your daddy's famous. Go on, do you know how many times I've been on Radio Leeds this week and I'm on YEP? Go on, get yourself off.
You're like when Phillips was playing Twitch and someone came in and they were trying to interrupt him and he's like, "Oh, I'm important, me. Don't you know?
I've got a mural.
Got a mural.
Got a mural. Well, I need to get a mural now and I can use that same excuse. But no, listen, it's amazing. Look, to go from nothing to £3,000 in a few weeks' time is just fantastic. And it's down to the generosity of, yes, Leeds fans, but just the Leeds community and people that we're, connected to have kind of, I put in a bit of money, tenors, 20 quids. I've known people do the same, but, Yorkshire Builders Federation, £500. Today, Jublo are a company that, we've certainly the individuals therein, we all know and are good friends of ours, Joshua and Laura at Jublo have put in £600, at a time, coming up to Christmas. I spoke to Josh, it's not been an easy year for anybody in business, has it? And he was sort of saying how quiet it'd been and it just started to pick up and get quite busy the last couple of months. And they've been talking about helping charity out and right place, right time, I guess, we broadcast enough about it that people see it and think, we want to buy into that. It's an amazing opportunity. It's a great idea, great cause. And, they're putting £600 today, which just took us over that £3,000 mark. But it's just a huge token of generosity and feel quite humbled and gratifying to know that we've started something that people believe in and want to support in that way to that extent, to sort of put such a large amount in, but that doesn't denigrate or take away from that. All the people that have put the tenors in have got us to that point. So massive thank you to everybody that's helped, supported, publicised, shared, tweeted about it, got behind it. It's just massive and it just makes me proud to be a Leeds fan, a Leeds boy, be part of this fantastic city where people want to help out and help people less fortunate.
Yeah, definitely.
Beautifully put, mate. Yeah.
Thanks, Klitsch.
Anytime, lad. If you can raise some money for some shooting boots for me, that'd be lovely.
Jublo are a translation service, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Based in Leeds. Quite a young company. I was heartbreakingly talking to Josh today, and it's his birthday, actually, the day after mine. So it's all of Sagittarius, we're very generous people. And I was talking to him about that, and I said, "How old are you then on the 9th?" And he said, "I'm 27, I think." And it broke my heart. He could be my son. Very generous lad, very generous young man.
So we're not going to stop there, are we? We're not going to stop at
No,
3,000.
we are, mate. I've had enough now. Listen, this charitable status of mine is only going so far. No, listen. The thing about things like this is it gives you. It's not like it's infinite, isn't it? When you get a positive reaction like this, it just makes you want to do more, and you can do more. For every 10 or 20 quid we get now between now and end of next week, it's another present, isn't it? So why should we stop now? Let's keep going.
Yeah, too right. Right.
Just another happy kid on Christmas morning. That's what everyone wants. If you're a parent or not, kids deserve to be happy on Christmas Day.
Especially after the year everyone's had. It's a good time to be doing something great like that. I'll shout it out on the Bielsa Bible as well this week. We'll try and get you some more donations. It's nice, an awesome cause, mate. Well done. Like, proper good,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, it's a team. It's like anything that happens in life that's good. It's usually down to people. It's people power. But it's a team. It's a magical cake mix of people that make great stuff happen. And that's, I can't take credit for it. It's been an amazing team of folk that have made it come to life and get to where it's got to. And let's be honest, there's still a lot to do. People think, you got the money, great. Presents need wrapping, need delivering, need buying. There's all that job of work to do between now and the 14th of December, technically, when we go out and start delivering that week, 14th to the 8th of December.
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea behind the Peacock, the original idea, was that we didn't just want to create another Leeds podcast, and that's kind of why we were
That's what we did to
going
begin
down
with,
that
but-
line so much at the start, because there are so many of them, and we don't want to do it as some sort of vanity thing or anything. We wanted to create a platform where we could introduce some of these ideas about the community and about doing something and bringing some joy outside of football and using that love of football to for something more than just ourselves and the club. And there were the initial conversations about the Peacock with Laura Kenny from Jubilee. So it's so nice that it's kind of come full circle in a way that their company has got us over the line. But as Ewan was saying, it's a magical mixture. Of course, mostly it's me. No, I'm just kidding. There's Alan Lane at Slung Low, who we have to shout out to, who, this is all on the back of their efforts, basically, to deliver emergency food parcels to people who need them. And yeah, it's no shame to be struggling, especially in a year like this. And it's certainly not the children's fault. So that's where we're coming from that. And if you want to get involved, you can visit Twitter and go to @AllElvesAren't and there's a link to our Just Giving page there. So we'll probably need some volunteers if you want to be an elf and drop some presents off. You are more than welcome to sign up, and the email is info@slunglow.org. So, Ewan, thank you very much for that update.
Well, it's worth saying as well, you can still donate presents. So even if you don't want to do the Just Giving, you can take presents or along to Slumlow, the club at the Holbeck at Jenkinson's Lawn in Holbeck. I think I've got to go tomorrow. I'm just about to take. I've got about 16 presents here that we're going to take along, and there's already a room full of presents that have been donated now. So don't forget you can do that as well. If you don't feel comfortable giving money, or you haven't got money, or you've got a toy you want to donate, you can do that as well. Sorry, Donny. Please continue.
Bielsa would be proud of you lot, It would. This is very much in his spirit, I think this is a.
That's all. That's all we're doing it for. It's just we want to get recognition.
It's all we're doing anything for, man. Like, we all just want Bielsa to say we've done well.
I just want a lolly from Bielsa. That's all.
I want a Patrick Bamford cuddle from Bielsa.
Yeah, you can but dream. He had to work hard for that.
You can stuff your MBE,
We're all wagging our tails affectionately. Bielsa, have we done a good job? Can you give us a pat now? Okay. And Ewan, we might say goodbye to you at that point and then carry on with the rest of the show. But it's been very, very lovely to have you join us again.
It's been a pleasure, boys, and enjoy the rest of your podcast. Keep up the good work.
Absolute pleasure, mate. Rob, like I say, we'll definitely shout out that on the Bielsa Bible this week. We'll do a little thing and point everyone to it. No worries.
Super, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Ross, always a pleasure, mate. And Adonis, love you. See you later.
You too, mate. See you, brother. Thanks for coming on.
Peace, brother. No worries.
All right, so that was the All Elves Aren't We update. And we also got to see from Ewan's kids, which was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like that BBC interview. When that guy, that kid wanders in. It's like we make that go viral.
I was hoping for one of his kids to slide in the room like a dog. You know how dogs kind of sit on their ass and then they shuffle
Johnny
themselves
Alioski
forward
does
with their front legs.
Definitely.
100%. If you turned up at Thorpe Arch, you didn't see Johnny dragging himself along like that, you'd be shocked, wouldn't you?
Morning, guys.
I've got a friend who's a DJ in Leeds, and he's a Scum fan, right? So he's not a fan of ours. There was a night when the Leeds players were out. This was after we'd won the title. They were celebrating, and they had like a private event. Me and my mate, who's a Leeds fan, we got a text at one point just going, "Who's Johnny Alioski?" And we're like, "Oh, he's a player left winger, left back." Just goes, "He is fucking mental." Apparently, he'd just been, as you'd expect, all over the gaff. He said that Berardi was dead grumpy with him because he wouldn't play a song he requested. I was like, just play it.
Yeah, don't anger him.
Play it. Yeah, so I think Alioski is... it's not an act, I think it's fair to say.
He's my daughter's favourite player. She just spontaneously burst into the Alioski song just out of nowhere, just when she's playing. Just Johnny Alioski, Johnny Alioski.
It's the catchiest song as well. I'll find myself just walking down the street singing that one.
Yeah.
Not me.
No?
Not for me.
No?
No.
Not a fan of that
Doesn't
one?
do it for me.
No?
Sorry. It was like that ailing do or whatever 222 to the tune of Agadoo. I'll never forgive the Leeds that
one was a
Leeds
reach.
that lads for that.
Yeah.
Never forgive them.
What are your feelings on Jamie Shack to the tune of Baby Shark? Jamie Shack do 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 do. Jamie Shack do 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 do.
Yeah. As I say, I've got a 6-year-old daughter. I've heard that song far too much.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's what he goes to the football to get away from, isn't it?
Exactly.
But it would never be a chant though. That Johnny song.
No, just a good song.
Yeah, like it's pretty hard to get going.
Yeah.
It's complicated. It needs to be a bit simpler to get going on the terraces, isn't it? I've seen someone suggest for Raphinha, to She's Electric, like, he's Brazilian. But it's a bit too mank, that song, isn't it?
Yeah, it's too much in it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens when we get back to the grounds. Like, people on Twitter making up songs, they never stick. It's like, it's always just, there's about 4 blokes at the back of the cop who write all the songs. I don't know where they come from. They just come down the cop. And you're like, all right, that's the new one, is it? All right, yeah.
I mean, there was Stop Crying Frank Lampard.
That's a classic of the genre, though.
Fine,
like that one was a real chef's kiss of a song.
Yeah.
It came back to bite us slightly, but I still love it. Like I think we bring it back this season, to be honest with you.
I mean, we would have been bringing it back this weekend.
Yeah.
Which is one of the best fucking
What a
segues I've
Unreal.
ever done on this show.
It's like
Like a
podcasting with
Phillips
Tony
through ball.
Blackburn.
Oh dear. Yeah, it's like with Terry Wogan or something.
Yeah, man. Silky.
B-Tech Terry. So, Chelsea then.
Oh, God.
Thoughts?
I'd fucking love to beat them.
Oh my god, so much. It's one of them. It's like it's their number 2 in the list of teams we want to mess up, innit? And like at the moment with Lampard, it adds that extra spice as well. I'd love to. They are very good because they've got infinite money, right?
Yeah.
You know, like they've bought a lot of very, very good players. You know, so they've got strengths that can hurt us. You know, like they've got insane pace on the counter. They like to play like that, but also we're dead good and we can rattle anyone. You know, I think it's, I wouldn't like to call it, but I think it's 50-50.
I think it is, and that's mad to say that.
Yeah.
Promoted team against one of the biggest teams in England for the last couple of years. Yeah, I'm not terrified.
One of the biggest teams in Russia, let's be real.
I mean, what did they spend in the summer? $250 million?
Yeah.
I think it was higher than the GDP of most European states. Like what they spent this summer, like and like so unimaginative they're spending as well. It was all the play. If you'd like given any player on FIFA that amount of money, that's who they would have bought. You know,
There's 2 players in Germany. Let's go and buy them straight away.
Yeah,
That's
let's get
fine.
Thiago Silva, right? Werner's dead fast, right? I saw Ziyech in the fucking Champions League. We'll have him. I don't know why this player's scouse.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know. Look, they could easily beat us, obviously, but I don't know. I fancy it, you know, and I don't think it's going to be a nice time for them. I don't think they're going to have an easy game. Like we don't give anyone an easy game, do we? And like we know how our game will go. We know how we'll play, and they won't enjoy that. No one does. I think we're in a great run of form. We've got a really good squad, but they are one of the teams who will be challenging for the title. So we've got to be realistic there.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I married into an entirely Chelsea family, so this is this is
Why?
big for me.
Why?
It was the downsides of the marriage, but yeah, this is big for me. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
It's Christmas coming up
It's
as well.
Villa in my family, so like I'm absolutely flying.
Ross, she was literally out of your league at the time.
I married 2007, so yeah, definitely, yeah, we were in League One.
Got expensive tastes.
Yeah.
Well,
I just want to run through the team. Last time we played Chelsea is in 2003 in the Premier League.
Oh, yeah, but there was that game in the Cup where we lost 5-1.
Yeah,
I loved that game, though. I was at that match, and, Jerome Thomas put that outside of the football in for Becchio to score.
Yeah.
We were 1-0 up at half-time.
Yeah.
And that half-time is one of the happiest 15 minutes of my life.
Yeah.
So I stood with a pint with my mate who I go to the match with, and he goes, we're going to lose. And I go, yeah, but we're not now. Enjoy it. We might as well enjoy this 15 minutes while we're winning against Chelsea. So I just did. I just celebrated like we'd won. And then I went out and we conceded within 20 seconds of the half started.
Yeah, got battered, didn't we, for the rest of it?
Absolutely battered after that.
The last Premier League game, the Leeds team, it's all right. Robinson in goal, Ian Hart, Dominic Massio, Lucas Radaby, Michael Dubry and Gary Kelly in defence. A 5-man defence there. Midfield.
Fairly negative already, this formation, isn't it?
Yeah, the midfield. Jermaine Pennant, James Milner and Stephen McPhail.
It's not one of the vintage ones, is it? It's not like you wouldn't see that on those T-shirts where there's like 4 people's names. You wouldn't get that one on there, would you?
And then Blue Chris Smith up front, and then we brought on Didier Domi and Seth Johnson.
Wow, that was the beginning of the end. I feel like there was
this Leeds team would batter that one.
It would.
Like it wouldn't even be a contest, really, would it?
I feel sorry for the Chief having to play alongside some of those players in that team.
Yeah, look, that's the thing. In that team, there's a couple of just like some of the best players we've ever had, and then some of them who wouldn't make that list. I think it's fair to say. Yeah.
So Chelsea are one of only 2 teams that have had more possession in games this season than Leeds.
Ooh.
Really?
So can you guess the other one?
Brighton.
So Chelsea are second with 60.3% possession. Leeds are third with 60.2%. And number 1?
Is it going to be someone mental like Burnley?
No. It's not
mental, is it?
It's not a trick question.
See?
Yes.
See, I was taking a swing on Brighton. I was going for a hipster answer, hoping it would pay off.
Brighton are 7th.
7th? Okay.
Yeah.
7th.
I was away off.
So it's Man City, Chelsea, Leeds, Liverpool, Southampton, Scum, and Brighton. So that's your top 7.
Scum have that much? God, they don't do much with it, do they? Wow, but that's how bad they are. They can't even be a counter-attacking team properly. They keep holding onto the ball too much.
Yeah.
One of the key tenets of being a counter-attacking team is you don't want the ball.
Wait, what do we do with this? We've got to give it away, don't we? Well, I'm not giving it away. It's going to affect my personal stats. Then I won't be able to get a transfer out of here. Well, here, I'll give it to you.
God, I can't wait to batter them.
That's going to be great.
It'll be good. It's definitely one of those Kevin Keegan games.
But yeah,
this weekend. I'd love to beat them.
This is the first one where, like, I've just been enjoying all the games so far because it's like it doesn't matter. We'll be fine. Just enjoy the games, enjoy the occasions. This is the first one where I'm like, I want it. Like I want this one. I want to be an arsehole on Twitter. I want to wind some people up. Because the thing is, I know Rory Jennings from TalkSport. I can text him.
Oh dear.
So but fingers crossed.
You say enjoy it. You say enjoy these games. Do you? Do you really?
I have actually. I've enjoyed most of them, mate. The City game I loved. After the first 20 minutes, I was just amazed. Like I do in patches is how I enjoy it. I make sure to catch myself at some point in the game and be like, enjoy this for a bit and just watch it because it's so easy to just be so on edge. But we don't need to be this season. Is what I keep reminding myself. This is a free hit this year because we ain't going down. We're better than 10 teams in this league, let alone 3. We're not going anywhere near the relegation zone. So we might as well just have fun. Like, we might as well just, it's easier said than done, but I'm trying,
Yeah, for me, it's basically impossible. I know that Bielsa were on limited time with him, and it's the first season back. Obviously, there's that to it as well. But I just want us... I want us to finish 4th or something. I just want us to get in the Champions League. Just imagine that.
We'd batter some Champions League.
Spine-tingling Champions League music. Ellen ringing out.
Bielsa
around
ball in the
Ellen
Champions
Road.
League, it would finish me, I think. I don't think I could ever watch football again after that because it's all downhill from there, isn't it? It's like, when astronauts come back from the moon and they're dead depressed because, like, nothing can top that. Like, Bielsa ball in the Champions League, like, we might as well just go watch another sport at that point. That's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay. So that was your Roaring Peacock Main Cast, number 12. I can't believe we've done 12 of them. It's taking its toll on my health, and I'm sure that your listening has been affected as well. But thank you, dear one listener, very much for tuning in once again. My name is Adonis. You can find me at The Adelites on Twitter if you like, and you can follow the podcast at Peacock's Roar. And so it's a very goodbye from me, and it's a very goodbye from our man on the post, Mr. Ross Bell.
Goodbye. You can find me on Twitter at RossBell984.
And it's a very goodbye from the Bielsa Bible preacher, Rob Mulholland.
Yeah, like it's check us out on the Bielsa Bible and my YouTube channel, Rob Mulholland Comedy, and I'm at Rob Mulholland on Twitter. Thanks very much for having me. It's been a joy.
Until the next time, dear friends. Leeds!
Leeds!
Is that the new outro? I like it.
Most of our stats come from LUFC Stats or LUFC Data on Twitter. You should probably give them a follow as they're more interesting than us. A very special thanks to Adam Elliot, Adam Warner, Barney Stewart Cookie, Ewan and Howard Metcalf, Josh Pearson, Laura, Leon and Rob, The Light Show, and all our family and friends.
So many games to play, don't care what's on your mind.